So, Vinnie, I'm curious, is there any super memorable Vin moment from a previous Fast film that you leaned on to help you put that character into focus?
Oh yeah, yeah, no, for sure. It was the scene from the first one where he's talking to Brian. They're in his garage and they're talking about I could almost word for word. He's talking almost exactly about what we see at the start of F9. You know, his dad's in the last on the last lap of the circuit. Someone clips him. He goes into the side. He pretty much just breaks it all down, and so that's kind of exactly what I went off there. That was a big inspiration for me.
So it's not easy to step into a role where, in Vin's first appearance, he wasn't that much older than you. I feel like it's a lot of pressure on you. So where do you draw the line between, you know, falling into doing an impression of him versus embodying the character in a way that feels true to you?
Yeah, that was you know, one of the funnest parts of the challenge was kind of trying to you know, like you said, really try to nail his mannerisms, but at the same time kind of bring my own kind of spin onto it and make him feel real and not just an impression or something. Yeah, which was hard, but yeah, it was really enjoyable.
You pull it off so well. I'm not just saying it because I talked to you. I was so struck by that portion of the movie.
Thank you.
So JD, we were just saying how much material Vinnie has to work with. You've got next to nothing as far as references to their father. So what are the earliest conversations that you have with the team in order to kind of build that foundation and really understand what you need to do in order to inform the 8 other movies that exist to that point?
You know, really the only thing that I had going into it was when I had a meeting with the producers, they were talking about this first scene and me being in the car, and pretty much how like they weren't really going to see my face, just my eyes. So it was going to be like some eye acting there.
Yeah.
And then when I saw like the other part that I was in the flashback, I just, you know what, ultimately I felt this huge responsibility to the fans because I know that Jack hasn't really been touched on. So in one aspect, it's like this blank slate that I get to create. And on the other hand, it's like, well, I mean, it better be powerful because it really sets everything else in motion. So I just took, what I took from it was, which you find in the dialogue, was that he was really trying to teach his son how to be honorable and how to own his manhood in a way. And I think that parents sometimes do that in a way that they couldn't for themselves. So it's like passing on something that you would want them to learn. And I think that that's where Jack's struggle was. Like, obviously, there's a lot of stuff in his backstory with the racing and what he was doing on the street that kind of got him in that mess in the first place. So you just tell the truth, you know?
I have so many questions that would be very natural follow-ups to that, but instead I'm going to go back to eye acting. What is a tip or trick you would give someone out there who is doing eye acting for the first time?
You know, a director once told me, he said it's in your eyes, and not just for me, but like in terms of believing something. It's in your eyes, and he said, I have to, as a director, when I see your eyes, I have to believe it. And what I take from that is that, well, if I don't believe it, how can I expect you to believe it? So I just make sure that I'm coming from a place of truth, and then understanding the camera, and it's a visual medium. And so, like, maybe I'll do like this. No, not just kidding. I don't know.
I don't know what that was, but I felt it.
I was really going with it. I was like, wow, this is going somewhere really good. No, you just be honest and make sure your intention is strong.
Going back to something that you were hinting at before about like the truth in the words, I want to get this line right, but you basically set up the core of the entire franchise and all the movies that came before yours with just like Family Dom. You build it right, you take care of it, and it will live on beyond you. I mean, do you, when you're doing that scene and delivering that particular line, are you thinking about the weight and how that's going to impact this entire franchise?
Absolutely. I mean, it's especially when you get dialogue like that and you know what it means, and how important it is. Like, you gotta believe it. You have to. You know, I'd be doing such a disservice if I just said it. You know, so for me, what I take from it is just what I believe is the truth. That it takes. You got to believe in what you're doing. You have to. If you don't believe in it and you're not emotionally connected to it, it's gonna fall apart. And then there's so much, like, it takes a lot to build something, and you can destroy it so easily in just a moment. So then, like, the more you're building something, the more important it becomes. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, I really took pride in that, and I felt like I was really giving it to my son, even though my son's probably like a man. But
you should take pride in it. It was a moment that, you know, stopped me dead in my tracks and kind of made me go like, whoa, this is it. This is where it all came from.
Yeah, thank you.
I love talking about the value of a film cast and crew feeling like family, and you have the benefit of having a TV family. So with Mayans MC and then going over to Fast, do you find that there's any shared traits among the greats as far as cast and crews that feel like family? And maybe is there any, you know, specific asset of each that you notice that makes them different and just purely unique to that series in this franchise?
Yeah, you know, every I mean, you can easily just sort of dismiss it and just say, well, a crew's a crew and cast is cast and job's a job. But, you know, with something like Mayans, it's we're building that together, you know, and so we all have to be united in our goal, in our intention, and what the bigger picture is. When you jump onto something as big as Fast, it's like that family has been established. The crew, everybody knows each other. So I really went into it as in how can I serve this family? And for me, the crew always comes first. They're the first ones there. They're the last ones to leave. So I put them first. I put their needs first. And then how can I help the cast? Because for me, that's kind of like what acting is. Like, I come with everything that I need to come with, but if I can't pull it out of Vin, then I'm, you know, it can be somebody else, you know? My responsibility is to give him something to work off of. So I really think it's about service. Family's about serving each other.
All right, I'm getting the wrap up. I have so many more, but I'm getting kicked out.
I'm sorry, did I take everything?
Oh my God, no, those were great answers. I appreciate your time, and huge congratulations.
Thank you.